What happened to the Fullbringers after the 1000-year Blood War arc? In reality, the answer to this question, guys, might largely be revealed in the fourth core, whether through new information added to the anime adaptation or by adapting the novels themselves. Yes, the novel Can't Fear on Word contained a lot of information about the Fullbringers, and I'm not just talking about Ginjo, Tsukishima and Kyoraku. I mean the Fullbringers as a whole. Their true power, their origins, and some of Ginjo's unknown past was revealed in the novel. And even a new character was introduced, giving us a different perspective on the Fullbringers. We also learned about the fates of other characters like Kyoraku, Jackie, and even a small detail about the young man, Shishigawara. That's why, guys, let's explore all these exciting details about the Fullbringers. And to start, guys, in my personal opinion, I think a lot of information about the Fullbringers in the novel would have been better if it had been included in the manga, not necessarily during the Fullbringers arc itself, since some of this information is tied to Ryo, a subject Kubo only explored in the final arc. But since the Fullbringers appeared in that arc as well, it would have been great to showcase these revelations. On the other hand, at the end of the Fullbringers arc, Ginjo Tsukishima and Kyoraku all died. The ones who survived were Hiroka, Jackie and Yukio. Later, guys, at the start of this arc, we saw that the dead Fullbringers had appeared a Rekongai, where Kyoraku found them and took them to her place. And this indicated that their story wasn't completely over. And during the end of the second invasion, at the beginning of the Royal Palace events, the surviving Fullbringers reappeared. Ichigo was able to ascend to the Royal Palace using Hiroka and Yukio's abilities, while Jackie and Shishigawara were the only ones who didn't appear. That was the last we saw of the Fullbringers in the anime. However, in the manga, Ginjo and Tsukishima played a major role. Tsukishima used his ability to alter the past to fix Ichigo's broken Bankai, making their final appearance. But 6 months after the final battle between Yhwach and Ichigo, many events unfolded, shedding light on Ginjo and the Fullbringers. Of course, I won't go into every detail since the story is long, but I'm gonna talk about the key points. First, guys, after the war, Mayuri had new ambitions and experiments he wanted to conduct. For example, he captured Mininas, Candice and Nanana and told them he would release them on the condition that they capture the Fullbringers. And this shows that Mayuri still had an interest in Fullbringer abilities. As I mentioned earlier, guys, his fascination was clear when he first saw Orihimi's power. While he might not have known she was a Fullbringer at the time, he seemed keen on having individuals with abilities like hers under his control, and we have Ginjo, Tsukishima and Kyoraku in this case. Because of this, the three of them ended up fighting the Quincy girls, which I personally enjoyed since Ginjo and Tsukishima didn't get proper fights in the final arc of the manga. For example, in the novel, Tsukishima used his ability on a tree, making it grow and become resistant to Candice's electricity. Meanwhile, Kyoraku transformed into his giant form to counter Minina's attacks. On the other hand, the biggest beneficiary of surviving was Yukio. He took over his father's company. He even hired Hiroka, and Jackie was also mentioned as joining him. However, guys, at the same time, a new Fullbringer character named Aura appeared. She formed a religious group called Execution, and due to her unique abilities to manipulate matter, attract many humans to her cult. And Aura was actually working for Tokinada, who aimed to create a new king by implanting the Hogyoku inside Hikuni. And to accomplish this, Tokinada ordered Aura to capture Orohara so he could craft the Hogyoku for him. And to do this, she sought Yukio's help. And Yukio agreed to help after learning the truth about the murder of Ginjo's friends and how Tokinada and his family were behind it. Of course, Aura revealed this information to Yukio in a way that would prevent Tokinada from knowing she had betrayed him, but in fact she was planning to deceive Tokinada and betray him in order to save Hikuni from becoming the new king, a king without a free will. And since we're talking about a new king, Tokinada revealed important information about Ginjo, stating that he was one of the candidates to become a Ryu's successor. And this seems to be because Ginjo possesses 3 different powers within him: Shinigami, Hollow and Human. And this revelation, guys, further increased Ginjo's significance, as he was yet another individual possessing multiple abilities. Regarding Ginjo, guys, the truth about the murder of his friends, who included Ora's father, who was also uncovered. Ora is considered a second generation Fullbringer, since her father was one as well. He was part of Ginjo's original group, back when Ginjo was still a substitute Shinigami working under Ukitake. At that time, the Tsuneyashiro clan was searching for Fullbringer to extract fragments of the Soul King from them, and since Ginjo himself had Fullbringer abilities, they gave Ukitake the badge containing a surveillance and tracking device. And when they discovered that Ginjo had gathered his friends, they sent Shinigami to kill them. And in a fit of rage after witnessing what happened, Ginjo killed the Shinigamis who attacked them. However, the incident was fabricated to make it seem like Ginjo had murdered those Shinigami without reason. Ginjo himself also came to believe that Ukitake was responsible for that massacre, and this was actually the root of Ginjo's deep hatred toward the Shinigamis, leading him to disappear. Of course, this truth was revealed to Ginjo in a surprising way, guys. When Yukio first met Ora, she told him the truth about the murder of Ginjo's friends, and later when Tsukishima stabbed Yukio and inserted himself in his past, Tsukishima learned the truth as well. Afterward, he stabbed Ginjo, allowing him to witness the full events of the past, and this gave Ginjo a complete and clear picture of what really happened. And that was essentially the biggest revelation we got about Ginjo, how his friends were killed. However, guys, it still remains a mystery how he obtained his Shinigami powers and who gave him that power in the first place. At the end of the novel, guys, there was a meeting between Ginjo and Kyoraku, where they talked about Ukitake. Initially, guys, Ginjo wanted to confront Ukitake, believing he was still alive. And after finishing talking with Kyoraku, Ginjo ended up visiting Ukitake's grave. And honestly, this is one of the things that I want to see animated, to witness Kyoraku and Ginjo's conversation about Ukitake. Another nice detail, guys, that was mentioned was that Yukio asked Tsukishima if he wanted him to pass a message to the boy Shigawara, since his latter still visits Tsukishima's grave regularly. I have always liked the bond between Tsukishima and Shigawara, as well as the latter's ability, which also revolves around luck. One last important fact, guys, to mention is that the Fullbringer powers originate from the fragments of the Soul King, which are present in their mothers' wombs. And actually, this is what triggers Hollows to attack their pregnant mothers. As I said, guys, at the beginning, the novel provided us with a lot of information about Fullbringers and their significance, revealing their deep connection to the core of the story, whether through the nobles and their conflict with the Tsuneyashiro clan or even with Ryo himself, as it said that he had countless abilities. And then, guys, what do you think about the Fullbringers and what was revealed about them in the novel? Can we see some of their information in the fourth core? Tell me, guys, your opinions in the comments, and see you guys in my next video.